It's been said, if you want to change your life, you got to have an attitude of gratitude. And I'm here to tell you that did not come naturally to me. And I hate to even say that out loud, but you know what? You get caught up in your problems, you get all wound up with your own life and your circumstances. And if somebody said something nice to me or gave me something, of course I would express gratitude. But to just kind of come up with gratitude out of thin air, well, A, I didn't even know to do it. And then B, who am I giving thanks to? Thank you for my hands. Thank you for the sun. Who am I thanking? So it was not a simple thing for me to just ramp up this gratitude ritual that they tell you got to start. Welcome to my channel, Starting Over at 60. I'm Denise. If you ever found yourself wondering, we call it the second half of our life, is this it? Is this all there is? No, there's so much more. And what we got to start doing, because the world is waiting on us, we got to start healing ourselves, because we were not raised in a generation that talked about those sorts of things and trauma and PTSD. That's like, even now we probably kind of poo-poo it to ourselves, right? So starting over at 60, it's time for us to start thinking about how we can heal ourselves so we can heal the world. And that can be the smallest little thing, maybe being kind to one person, kind of on the gratitude journey that we're on today. So, of course, you know gratitude is good for you. This is what we talk about, right? Hey, have you ever done that dinner time thing at Thanksgiving and said, we're going to go around the table, ask everybody what they're grateful for? And it puts everybody on the spot. Everybody it says the same thing. I'm grateful for my job, or I'm grateful for my new car, or for my pets, or and that's about as deep as it gets. And what are some of the things we know about gratitude? Okay, so there's deep health benefits to having a real true sense of gratitude in your life. So number one, you can say goodbye to anxiety and depression. That's probably why I wasn't feeling any gratitude. I used to be so depressed. So listen, if you start developing a positive attitude and you're getting better sleep, your mood is getting better, you start getting a fresh perspective on life, you get a more optimistic mindset, that's got a direct link also to your physical health. And then when you start coping better, even if you do have an illness, you'll start coping with it better. You'll become more resilient. You're going to have a stronger immune system. All of these studies have been done. So it's not like we even have a reason to not try the gratitude experiment. And what do we have to do? We have to start expressing gratitude every day. And we have to also start with new behaviors. We have to begin with, if we look at all the A's, appreciation. And a good way to do that is just by expressing it. Admiration. It's easy to say admire somebody for handling a situation that might have been a bit tricky. It's not hard to admire, but I think we're a bit resistant to it. Approval, another resisting thought, right? But what if you even express gratitude, approval for yourself and how you handled something maybe? And of course, attention. We all know how good it feels when you are giving attention or receiving attention. So expressing gratitude, for starters, it makes you more likable because you're like sort of socially bonding, but it even makes you more likable to yourself. And that's a thing we talk about a lot here, how to fall in love with yourself, how to even like who you are. Who are you being? Who are you becoming? How are you behaving? So when you start expressing some gratitude, you're also deepening all of the relationships in your life with your friends, with your coworkers, with your partner, with your family. There's so many awesome benefits. So I'm not going to go too deep into it because there's too many. There's probably 50 benefits we could start listing off. But they do recommend you begin a ritual. And I'm going to say to you, I actually started a little gratitude ritual. I thought when I'm having a coffee, I'm going to make myself take 5 minutes and I'm going to sit with my coffee. And I've got my little, I've shown you this book before, which I've made a whole gratitude section for every page. And I thought I'm going to just spend some time writing what I'm grateful for. But I really was stymied because I would think, well, okay, what am I thankful for? Well, the sunrise, the grass, the way the air smells today. It was such a struggle. Like I can't even I'm embarrassed to say what a struggle it was to even come up with 5 things that were different from the day before and that I actually believe were kind of meaningful, you know? Anyway, I had a big help from a guy, a guru by the name of BobProctor, and I'm sure you've heard about him. And he actually came up with this phrase that was for affirmations. It was for you to think about what it was that you wanted. So you would be using this phrase to affirm what you wanted. But I adopted it because I found it really helped open up my mind for what I'm grateful for. And the phrase is this: I am so happy and grateful now that. I am so happy and grateful now that. So I flipped this open to a page. So here's some examples because it started to just flow out of me so easily. It made me, I don't know, open up to a different way of thinking instead of just I'm happy about the sun coming out today. So I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm learning to be as nice to myself as I am to others. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm looking for the joy in every day. I'm able to shift my perspectives more quickly. I'm remembering my vision of the future. My animals are so goofy and make me laugh. It just started to really flow out of me. So I don't know, that might be something that you could try. Or there might even be a phrase that you can come up with yourself that, like a prompt, or maybe Google gratitude prompts. Sometimes just filling in the blank makes it so much easier. And I think I'm going to take 1 second here just quickly because, especially for women, we need to have a lot of gratitude for our bodies because that's something that we are every day not being really nice to. So I'm going to just quickly insert here: when you start your gratitude journey, maybe it could start when you're about to brush your teeth, and you could start from your head all the way down and maybe start thinking about all of the things you do love about your body, because even though off the top you're going to go, oh, like, we like, I can so focus on these wrinkles. And then now I'm like, you know what, if I didn't have these wrinkles, I wouldn't have this experience. I wouldn't even be able to start a channel called Starting Over at 60 because I wouldn't even be old enough. So I'm trying to think of how I can change my perspective, and it all starts with the gratitude. So anyway, I'm going to end this with a challenge that I'm for myself. I would love it if you would join me. I want to do a radical gratitude challenge. And basically, you know how we were talking about you need to express gratitude. So if you want to amplify your gratitude journey, and I'm going to do this for 30 days, and I'm not even going to pretend like it's going to be easy. I'm going to do it. This is for myself. I would love it if you would join me. What I'm going to do is thank and appreciate one person each day, one person for their role in my life, for the impact they had on my life. Now, before you freak out, because it is daunting, it's making me breathe a little harder just thinking about it. You don't necessarily have to speak it to the person. What if you just wrote it down? What if you thought about it? Like it could be your high school teacher or guidance counselor or maybe a mentor. There are so many people in your life that had a role in it. It could be the smallest role, but what a neat way to amplify your gratitude journey. And you know what else would be awesome? What if you found an accountability partner and you both did it? Or even say, I did it, I got it done. But if you do nothing, and you don't want to amplify it, why don't you pick a phrase, start thinking over your coffee, take a few minutes, look around, look up at the sky, and we're talking about looking up at the, oh, it's so beautiful. Maybe do some of that beautiful coherence breathing. Take just take 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out, and write down 5 things. 5 things that you're grateful for. And you can say thank you. Some people love saying thank you. Thank you for my hands. Thank you for my feet getting me there. Thank you for this beautiful rain that is watering my garden so I don't have to. I'm way better at it now. Now I can say thank you. In the beginning, I could not say thank you to, I don't know, some guy in the sky. I couldn't do it. Now I'm way better at it, but I have been practicing every single day. I had to make it a habit. So I stacked it on top of my coffee, and I can't tell you what a difference it's made. So do it. Leave a comment, because I love reading the comments. Tell me how it's going, and remember, your life is a dream come true. See you in the next video.